Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast.
Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker.
Grab your favorite morning brew and let's get to the show.
Whoa, whoa, when my baby's gone to Rio, That was a song specifically for Wayno, who isn't even here yet. So this is just awkward. Welcome to The Daily Grind. I am your host in all his pink flamingo glory, because it's Monday and we're being as positive as we can be today. Luke Hatmaker. And it is Monday. We don't normally go three wide on Monday with I don't normally get both Bucks from the two Bucks Sports Show on Mondays, but I hadn't seen them both together in a hot minute. So I said, let's do what I don't like. Okay, wait. Oh, man. Anyway, Uncle Buck, Rusty, how we doing, fellas?
It's been a weekend. It's been a good weekend overall. You know, I've had a pretty good weekend. One tragedy, but many things I'm happy about. So
yeah, it was a good weekend. It was solid. Got to spend some time with my pops. He was in better form than he's been in a long time. We spent like an hour perusing Lowe's. We had chicken stew. I'll get into more of that later, but it was good to get the old man out for a while this weekend. So good weekend and happy Monday, fellas.
Dude, I love it. So here's just going to give you guys a spoiler for if you're watching the episode. We're going to start the episode out with a sad note, and we're going to barrel through it. It's going to be happy by the end. It's going to be a crescendo of sorts, because we have to talk about the news that came out over the weekend. It's just we can't ignore it. We could ignore it, but that's called not coping. Brandon Clarke suffered a high-grade PCL sprain. I believe it was. Has it been determined if it was a 3 or 4 yet? Do we know? Hadn't seen, and he is out for the season. Just the biggest bummer, man. Just quite possibly the biggest bummer. We spent Friday talking about how he was the revelation of the season.
Yeah. Our best bench player. Like we jinxed him. That's exactly what it was.
I really tried to. I was like, maybe we didn't talk about him on Friday, but no, we did. Same injury that knocked Steven Adams out. An injury we are all too familiar with. Mismanaging of an injury we are all too familiar with. Rusty, briefly, you're the resident math doctor man. PCL, I believe it's on the same leg that he jacked his Achilles up as well.
Professional cornhole league, right?
Yeah, exactly what that is. Exactly what it is. So
I see that on like ESPN 8 a lot. The PCL
yeah, the Ocho
finals,
so, So PCL counteracts your ACL. It keeps your shin bone from going too far back on your thigh bone. And that, I mean, it's vital, obviously, for knee stability. And so typical mechanism of injury, like car wrecks where your shin hits the dash, falling from a high surface, or landing on your knee on a hard basketball court, can cause that tibia to go back too far and tear your PCL. High grade, the terminology there is key. High grade means grade 3 or 4, likely heading towards surgery. I don't know that we're going to I don't think we're going to allow this to be a Steven Adams situation where we try all the holistic and, mushrooms and rubs and salves and medicine men in the African bush before we have surgery. I think that we're going to try and push for that if I was a betting man. But his season is done, and Wayno and I were messaging yesterday. Unfortunately, that also includes the playoffs. Wayno,
he's done, right? Yeah, I don't think he can come back from this in time.
No, we're looking at least a year, and a guy who basically in his last full season tears his Achilles. He plays like 4 games last year and then tears his PCL this year. It's a bummer for BC, and it puts a lot of clouds over his future in Memphis for sure.
Yes, so he's going to miss the rest of this year. He's probably going to miss the majority of next season, would you say? So he has 1 season left of his deal after that.
That's what I was just looking up. So yeah, he's through the 26-27 season. So he will be able to make a run in a no contract, which is about the only silver lining if Rusty's case plays out true to form. If this is a lost 25-26 season, about the only thing you can glean from it, because we do care about these people as people, like I think that's one of the great things. I think that's one of the great things about a small market team is you do actually kind of care about the players as people.
Exactly.
And that silver lining in his age 30 season in 26-27, he will be able to make a full run and hopefully be fully healthy so he can get his third. I guess that'd be his third contract.
And I'd love for it to be in Memphis. Obviously, we love the guy. He's a cult hero around here. Yes, he's an undersized center, but you just can't. There's not been a guy outside of Tony Allen, in my opinion, that makes more just winning little things plays than Brandon Clarke. You've had better players. Obviously, you got better players on this team, but for guys who just contribute to winning, have a knack for the basketball, the instinct for the right play, there have been very few that I would put above Brandon Clarke in Memphis Grizzlies basketball history. And so you just hate it. You hate it.
Man,
I think and for a season in which all the talking points have been like, I wish they cared, Brandon Clarke is the one.
Cares. Yes.
I mean, and it's just I think that's what kicked me in the stomach more than anything is like, you hope that you put you work hard, good things happen. You work hard, good things happen. And he's the only one that really worked hard, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or he's the most consistently worked hard, and this
we're not even
happens,
3 weeks removed.
We're
not even 3 weeks removed from all I care about is winning in a post-game interview, which was just amazing. Yeah. I mean, that's what he said in the post-game interview. And best of luck. Hope he has a great, easy recovery. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but typically a high grade like this, you're out for the rest of the year, indicates it's pretty significant. I'm afraid we're unfortunately heading towards surgery. I just hope that he can have a comeback from this like he did his Achilles and be a contributing NBA player once again.
Yeah, I really hope that the Grizzlies learn their lessons with Steven Adams too, because you can't slow play this. Not with him, not with 2 years, because they slow played Steven Adams.
Well, that was a combination of efforts there for sure.
Right,
it wasn't just on the Grizzlies.
Oh, well, you're probably right. I can totally see Steven Adams being like, we're going to try these shrubs first. But because they waited till season started, it cost 2 full seasons.
Mm-hmm.
If Brandon Clarke does that, he is sacrificing. That's the last 2 years of his deal. I mean, he's sacrificing money at that point.
I really hope we hear, like, by the end of the week that surgery's on the table. I hope if that's what's needed. Rusty, you were mentioning since Tony Allen, right now, Brandon Clarke, it just reminds me of the Tony Allen of like the core group, because he so much of, I feel like he's the secret sauce, as it were, with the big three, like the reason that death lineup was so effective with Ja, Dez, Jaren, and Brandon Clarke. He allowed those other three guys to do so much when they played together.
Yeah.
And provided that hustle
Wayno may know something. The New Zealanders and Aussies are like stepbrothers out there in the Atlantic. So
what you got for us, Wayno? I'm all this to say,
he's the glue guy, right? He's the glue guy
yeah.
for the core. Exactly what you were saying, Luke, for sure.
Yep, and that's we need him. We need him back sooner rather than later because of that reason, and I hope it's with this team. But in the interim, what does this mean for the rest of the roster? Because we're losing a guy that I had penciled in our top 6. I mean, this was a guy that I had in our playoff.
He was our 6th man.
Yeah. He was our 6th man. He definitely was a reason that our front court was able to do as much as it was doing. Going to see more Jay Huff. Going to see more Marvin Bagley. I think we hope.
There's also a chance that this goober runs out John Conchar at the 5 consistently as well, because we have seen that. But I think that what you should see is more Zach Edey, because
Zach Edey.
You got the size, you got to figure it out. 9th overall draft pick, you need to see more Zach Edey. I hope it turns into more Marvin Bagley minutes, because Bagley plays a similar game. He's in the last year of a deal. It's what Wayno and I were talking about yesterday. This is an opportunity for Bagley to earn the bag, earn a new contract, right? Pun intended there. There's my pun for the morning.
Love it.
It's an opportunity for him to earn the bag and get a new contract. And what better place than Memphis? Taylor Jenkins is a great developmental coach. We've all seen that. We know that can happen. Maybe we could get something out of him the rest of the year.
Yeah. Give 100% of his minutes to Marvin Bagley, if you ask me. And you can give him some of Zach Edey's minutes too. I don't need more Zach Edey. I'm tired of seeing him get cooked on defense.
I'm tired of seeing him get mismanaged as well.
I don't care. He can't play defense, and that's where I'm standing. He's 7'5" and he doesn't block shots. I don't want any part of it. I'm tired of it, and I'm just down as a whole. And so, yes, is Zach Edey catching a little bit more of that? Probably. But I started the season not liking him. He's consistent. He's done this a little bit, but after I don't remember whatever game I watched last where he was just disgusting. I was like, okay, I'm just ready. There's ready to see something else.
There's a conversation out there around how he was criminally mismanaged early in the season that we're not ready to have yet. But continue.
I don't
think he fits.
Maybe Brandon Clarke's injury will force him to be managed properly. We'll see.
Yeah,
he
might be. Again, I do hope we do get to see some Marvin Bagley. I do want to say that.
It seems like
Bagley,
a waste. You're like, keep talking about Bags because
you brought him in, you brought him in to see what he had and give it a shot. Yes, it was probably a favor to get rid of him from Washington to get Marcus Smart moved, but the guy kind of fits in that BC role. He's a bigger Brandon Clarke. He plays with bounce. He gets a ton of rebounds. He's athletic. Maybe this is his chance, right? He's tried. He's been at 3 different teams, but they were 3 different dumpster fires: the Kings, the Pistons, and the Wizards. And this is pre-good Pistons, right? And so, the guy's never been on a team that's won more than 34 games in his career. So finally, we get, on what we would call the last 2 weeks, notwithstanding, a winning culture. And maybe it's just what the doctor ordered for him to turn it around, because the guy was talent was unbelievable in college.
Yes,
and it just never translated to the pros. And I don't know that that's necessarily all his fault.
Well, and the thing with Bagley too is, if you want to change my mind, like the front office wants to change my current mind about how this season's been handled, you need him to work out, because what this team really needs, in my opinion, is some tenacity. And that's what you brought Marcus Smart in here for. If you don't make Marvin Bagley work, then you literally just dumped him for more minutes of G.G. Jackson, who is at the hustle, or more minutes of Vince Williams, who's not playing well, or Jalen Wells, who's a rookie. That's what you dumped him for if Marvin Bagley is just going to sit there on the end of the bench.
Yeah, and I think we got to remember that Marvin Bagley was a top 5 pick.
Yeah. He was number 2. He was picked above Luka.
That's the thing that I think we have to. He was never going to succeed in Sacramento because he was picked above Luka. He was never going to.
You're right.
He's never.
He would have had to have been the second coming of David Robinson if that was going to be the case, and it just wasn't.
Well, and to make matters worse, Vlade Divac was there and chose Marvin Bagley, his Eastern European brother.
Yeah,
chose Marvin Bagley. And the only one who got it worse was Phoenix at the number 1 pick.
Dominating.
Exactly. But I think this could be a fresh start for him. He's great. He could be that energy guy off the bench. He's already shown he's got a good looking 3-shot, which is something that Brandon Clarke didn't have, no matter how much Taylor Jenkins tried to fit that square peg in a round hole in the beginning of the season. I think that this could be a good, this could be a silver lining if we get good run out of Marvin Bagley. I would love to see that.
Yeah. So let's hypothetical. Let's say we do get good minutes out of Marvin Bagley. And I'm not saying he becomes a reclamation project. I'm saying he becomes a serviceable person in an 8-man rotation. Okay. Who's our playoff rotation? Because we are Jesus. I don't want to say it. I don't want to jinx this. No. We are going to at least make the play-in, mathematically speaking. I think it would be nigh impossible for us to not at least make the play-in.
Especially because we're getting a bunch of gifts. We're getting a bunch of gifts right now.
You've got to lose 9 games on the Mavericks.
I just think that's going to be really hard, just based on, like Rusty was saying, we're getting some gifts.
We're getting some gifts. So many teams around us are losing, right? You got the Rockets that have kind of cooled off. You've got the Lakers have lost 2 in a row. The Warriors have lost. The Clippers have lost. The Kings have lost 2 in a row. So, we're getting literally handed on a silver platter with the Utah Jazz looming. So, there's an opportunity here. Can we take advantage of it? But yes, I think our 4 is the play in, but we won't go below the play in. It would have to be a collapse of biblical proportions.
It would have to be like that scene in Dark Knight Rises where the stadium gets exploded by Bane.
That's it.
It would have to be like that.
Hines Ward's kickoff return just gets interrupted.
But it would be the most Memphis Grizzlies thing ever to realize we need to fail for flag right now and be like, oh, we're going to see if we can fail for flag.
It's time. It's time right now. Oh my God.
This Grizzlies team doesn't tank.
No, they don't.
That climate has never tanked.
No. Even last
year, Grizzlies are not going to tank.
We're not absolutely. That's a joke. We're not taking tank.
Don't aggregate anything that just happened.
Yeah, I think that nobody really knows who our rotation is going to be in the playoffs. But if I could pick out guys, I don't know. Listen, the only thing this team needs right now, honestly, We're in the dumps. We've lost 3 in a row. All of our pets' heads are falling off. Brandon Clarke's knee fell off. Like, the only thing this team needs is just John Morant to come back and play basketball. Is that too much to ask?
No, yeah,
I mean, we are in the freaking dumps over here, just falling apart, and rightfully so after a horrible West Coast road trip in which you put up 10 points in the fourth quarter against one of the teams. I think the Trailblazers.
Yep.
Like, yeah, the Trailblazers.
You just – it seems like you quit. It seems like you don't want to be here. And the only thing I can see that fixes this is just John Morant coming back and playing like he was before he got hurt at some point in that 44-point game.
Yeah. That or we're having WWE style practices where everybody's just out there wrestling and getting hurt is the only thing I can think of.
Can you imagine?
But I think like a post rotation is like we've been matchup dependent so far in what we run to the post. It's going to be even more so now. Like the Jazz will be a good game for Zach Edey because they got Walker Kessler. They got some big lumbering guys you can run out there. Plumlee, like you got guys that you can put him out there against. You may run Bagley out there against more athletic centers. Against the Lakers, that might be a good opportunity for him because it's more athletic centers. It's going to be super matchup dependent going forward, right? And we've got a lot of opportunities to figure that out as the closing of the season. Just don't look now, but we also have Oklahoma City this week. We have the Lakers coming up. We have the Celtics. Like we're hitting the teeth of our schedule without our glue guys. So somebody's going to have to step up. For me, like a big rotation is going to be your starter is Zach Edey. You run him out there, see what you got, see if it's a good matchup for him, and then you plug it. And then you play Bagley and see if he can get some minutes. Jay Huff, you give him 3 shots in 3 minutes. If 2 out of 3 go in, he plays the rest of the night. Yep. If not, he comes over there and he hands out water.
Yep. Yes, I probably going to see more Kennard. I mean, by process of elimination, it probably means our guards are going to get more run between Luke and Scotty.
And we hadn't even talked about this, but there's also a world where you're going to have Santi at the 4 and Jaren at the 5 for significant chunks of minutes because Santi's back and healthy. And that's another really good closing lineup. The Santi, BC, Jaren lineup is really good, but even if you take out BC, Santi has a very high plus minus rating with Jaren. And so Jaren can play 5 and Santi can play 4. And that might your playoff rotation. That might be it to start, or at least to close out. Ja, Dez, Jalen, Santi, and Jaren.
What do you think about that, Uncle Buck? Because I got
that's a lineup that should make a competitive playoff series against a good team.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Against a good matchup team.
Yeah.
The thing with Edey is like, you remember when they drafted him and they said like, people are going to have to game plan for us now. And then here we are. And he's a rookie. He's not good. And he shouldn't be expected to be good as a rookie. But we're the ones being like, we're going to throw him out and see if it works. If not, here's your trade spots with, I don't know, whoever down here on the bench, Marvin Bagley. And we'll give him a shot. But I like Santi. I thought about him earlier, but I didn't really think he's going to get his minutes anyways. So I didn't feel like he fit the question as much as some guy who's really going to be impacted by this positively. But yeah, I think that's a solid lineup. If everybody stays healthy, if everybody is on their game, listen, I've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. This team can win any series if Ja, Dez, and Jaren play to their potential. It's just as simple as that. The rest is just fluff. Yeah.
I mean, that's it. And then you got Santi, who don't look now, but is also probably one of our better rebounders now. Yeah. BC was really good at creating rebounds for others. Like you and I talked about Luke, like he's really good at getting rebounds himself, but he's really good at taps and sealing off his man so that somebody else can get the rebound. Santi Aldama is also really good at that. Like he's had a lot of double-digit rebound games this year. We're going to need more of that from him. Wayno's biggest gripe has always been consistency. And again, Santi is much like Marvin Bagley
at this point.
That's it.
Because Santi has been one of the more consistent players on this team.
But much like Marvin Bagley III, he is playing for a contract as well because his is coming up due. And so, like, this is an opportunity for Santi and Bagley to show what they have to earn extra contracts. And I'll look for Santi to step up and do it. I'm rooting for you, big guy. Come on.
Yeah, he should have the green light just to go earn that contract the last 2 weeks of the season. If that, there's no.
I mean, nobody's there to press him on his minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If he goes out, if it becomes a big Marvin Bagley resurgence and a revelation is probably because Santi's allowed him to get more minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that and we all know that Taylor Jenkins' remedy for anything not going well is play more guys. Just throw more guys out there.
Somebody's got to work.
Somebody's got to work. Like, I don't know how to figure out, but if I want to put you out there, somebody's got to work. And so the likelihood is, Luke and Drew, we're going to see a bazillion more minutes for a bazillion more guys.
Give me
Cam
Conchar.
Spencer. Conchar.
I think I'm ready just to get back on Conchar.
Oh my God.
I think the more what we're trying, there's going to be a lineup that we're
Help
not
me,
going to want
Tom
to see.
Cruise.
Help me, Tom Cruise. We'll find out tomorrow. We'll see. The last fun thing we want to talk about today, let's check back in with March Madness because, fellas, Drew.
Oh God. Go ahead, Drew. Take your lap.
They're still in it, aren't they? I was going to say. I was like, is that
when
when
you sent that, I was like, man.
For the first time since 2001, your Rebels are in the Sweet 16, knocking off the 3-seed Iowa State Cyclones in dominating fashion.
Bruised them, man. Really bruised them. They have a stranglehold on the Sweet 16 now.
They do. Chris Beard was incredible. He's done it again. He's done it again.
Beating the competition once again.
You're absolutely right. And don't you even get me – if you want to start dissecting and comparing police reports, by all means, we'll do it. Because ain't a one of y'all's teams got anything else to do. All right? But the Rebels, it was an Ole Miss Sunday. Ole Miss baseball sweeps Missouri, putting up 18 runs in Columbia, Missouri. The women's basketball team beats host Baylor to go to the Sweet 16. And the Ole Miss men's basketball team knocks off 3-seed Iowa State Cyclones to go to the Sweet 16. It was a sweet Sunday.
I wasn't thinking when I asked. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
it was good.
You didn't have to ask. I was bringing it up. Like,
so who they got next?
They have
Auburn?
Michigan State.
Oh,
Ooh,
We're going on a blue blood hunt here. We knocked off North Carolina. We knocked off Iowa State, and now we're going to knock off Michigan State.
Tom Izzo in March is a tough out, but there was some good basketball over the weekend.
Kermit Davis at Middle Tennessee State beat Tom Izzo in March. Like, Tom Izzo in March has been beaten many times.
I said on the show, you get one of two things with Tom Izzo. You get a first-round exit or a Final Four appearance, and we're heading towards a Final Four appearance, I hope. But there was some good basketball this weekend. I some good upsets. I picked Drake to upset Missouri. I actually picked him to upset Texas Tech, and they came within a cat's hair beating Texas Tech. Mm-hmm. You had Creighton step up and beat Louisville. Like, you had a lot of really good basketball this weekend. And your favorites are still hanging in there. You know, Alabama's flexing, Duke's playing well. Auburn survived yesterday, is all you can really say.
Michigan State barely beat New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I was
beat.
I was a Lobo last night.
Florida and UConn had an iconic game yesterday, leading to Dan Hurley pouting as he walked off the court.
God.
But what a good win for Florida. Nobody's more insufferable than Dan Hurley, and it just drives me up a wall.
You know who's someone who makes who took my bracket and took it into a porta potty and just pooped it out. Calipari. That asshole. He was like, "Oh, Luke, you picked St. John's. You picked Patino. You have faith in Patino. Suck it." And then he did the DX move on me, and I was like, "Shut up, bro!" Like, man,
Calipari figured out how to win, man. Like, he beat Patino in a rematch of the 1997 Sweet 16 or whatever it was. I don't know, because he'd been coaching forever. But like, you got a resurgence from Cal and Arkansas. They're one of the hottest teams in the world, and Texas Tech better watch out. You're gonna get bit by Arkansas.
Yep.
All right, let's do this real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do it. $2 Sports Show March Madness Challenge.
Let's do it.
All right, here's how we're looking. Rusty, out of 41 entrants, mine and Zach Jones's mascot Madness bracket is 41st. That's expected. The winner of that March Madness bracket is UC San Diego Tritons, because King Triton would demolish anybody. We learned that. That's a fact. We went through it. Rusty, where are you at?
I am in 20th, tied with my brother and one other ESPN 715-155-8019.
That's going to be our winner. You just
There it is. I'm tied for 20th, man, and it's not been good.
All right, Luke.
I filled
Luke,
out
you're doing real good.
I did one for the show that's Belmont Till I Die, and then my other one, which is the Luke Tino bracket.
Luke Tino bracket.
It's fifth. Tied for fifth.
Tied for fifth, okay?
And the other one's fifth. Or no, the other one's 11th.
I'm tied for 27th. But I'm on the come up because I was in 37th out of 41.
You were there for a little while.
Who's in first?
I was.
Grizz Mamba 4. I don't know who Grizz Mamba 4 is, but there
are clues in that name.
Because there's definitely picked Ole Miss.
Grizz Mamba 4.
It's my wife.
Shout out Haley again.
She is the queen of this stuff. She's picked 2 Kentucky Derby winners. She's won this bracket challenge before. She did this bracket at 10:45, 15 minutes before the first game tipped off.
Oh, man, that's really good.
Her favorite player of all time is Kobe, and she's a mom of 4, so she's spelled Mamba, Momba, 4.
Oh, great name.
And I was like, and every time she's just like, I'm going to lose. And I'm like, you better be preparing your 15 minutes because she's got Ole Miss winning it all. And that's happening. That's happening.
Oh, man. I didn't know it was certain first. That's really good.
That's amazing.
Oh, God.
And Dr. Jones, friend of the show, Patrick Jones, he's in second.
Oh, my God. So that's I had a lasagna, but that was, you just took my lasagna. Was your wife being in first? Was your wife being in first in the $2 Sports Show bracket? Because that's hilarious. And she filled it out 15 minutes. That's so good.
She gets 15 minutes. I may have to retire.
Oh my God, that's so good. What we do now? The Monday and lasagna, cats, Garfield. That's what we're doing. It's on the coffee cup. We talk about the good and the bad. That's the whole point of today's show. I said we were going to start talking about the poopy and end with the good. So we have to acknowledge the good things that happen wait, no, I did it backwards. You have to acknowledge the bad things that happen to truly appreciate the good things that happen. I'll go first. What bad happened to me this weekend? Oh, I had a little bit of so I'm going to just do a cranky old white man thing. Whatever's going on with the weather outside has really messed with my sinuses, and I don't suffer from migraines, but I've had a lot
you just took Rusty's.
Did you? It's been killing me. I hate it. My lasagna, we painted the house, the inside of the house, and it was really fun. We just put like the TV on in the background, put on Love is Blind, talking about trash TV, and like, good God, I do not understand shows apparently that people watch nowadays, and just painted. It was fun. Nothing crazy. Uncle Buck, I'll let you go last because I think I know what your Monday is going to be, and what about you, Rusty? How was your weekend?
Yeah, so lasagnas, it was a great weekend. We got a free t-shirt for the Memphis Escape Room. Shout out, no free shout outs, but we had a great time at the Jester's Revenge under the Big Top Clown Escape Room, dinner at Beauty Shop, which is scary. Always, it was creepy, and we kind of crushed it. There was just 2 little sticking points that got kind of hard. But we had dinner at the Beauty Shop, great date night Friday night, and then I went over to my dad's and put in a hot water heater, which was fun, I guess, but hung out with Pops. He had a good weekend. We went to Lowe's for like an hour, and he wanted, and like first time he's really been out of the house for something not a doctor's appointment in weeks. There for a while. It was touch and go. It wasn't great. Looking back, it's one of the reasons I moved back. But we went around. We looked at paint. We looked at appliances, the light fixtures. Like he was on this little motorized cart, just like boogity boogity boogity, as they're walking all over Lowe's. It was fun getting him out of the house. And so, it was a good weekend with Pops. He got a wild hair and made his famous chicken stew, and the old codger still has it. It was, But for my Monday, I'm working on the hot water heater, and I saved some of the old piping, and I, glue in some new piping and get it all squared up. Go from a 30-gallon tank to a tankless hot water heater and hang it on the wall. Like it's going to be the great, perfect situation for him, right? So yesterday morning, I'm slowly turning the water on to get it flowing in. You want to go slow because you got these new joints. Well, My new joints hold up, but there's an old joint right in front of me. And as I get about half pressure, I'm not even like turning it fast, just like very slowly, about half pressure. Boom! Cold water goes everywhere, all over me, all over the closet. I'm like, ah! I turned the water off. Dad's like, you good? I was like, I'm soaked. And so the old joint failed right in front of me. So I had to re-glue that one. So my brother's going back over there tonight. And I'm like, take your rain slicker because you might get wet.
Dang.
Get your slicker suits.
It was like the most Looney Tune ass thing that's ever happened to me. I'm just like, turn on, it just goes, and cold water goes everywhere. Thankfully, without thinking, just gut reaction, I turned it off and it didn't get worse than what it was.
Oh,
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
No, I hear you. Same.
I'd pay top money for that security camera footage. Top dollar. All right. So, my Monday, we'll start there. Saturday, this weekend, my son played travel ball.
Mm-hmm.
They went 0-3 again in our first one of the spring. I sat the team down. I said, listen, y'all wearing red and blue. If y'all keep losing these games, I'm going to put you in maroon and white. This ain't right. And it didn't help much. They just want to play Fortnite afterwards. After church yesterday, we were driving home through a gully washer, as we call them. And my car goes berserko, telling me my transmission's gone and my emissions light is on and my blind spot detection. Everything just went out at the same time. Oh. So it's probably something electrical driving through the storm. But one of those errors was a transmission, so it forced the car in park, and I could not get it out of park. And so it got towed yesterday. So that was fun. That's by far my Monday.
By far.
But my lasagna is Ole Miss is in the Sweet 16.
Damn it. I didn't know he was going there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let that be a laugh.
This is your fault, Luke. It's your fault.
A road sweep in baseball. Like, it's coming up roses. I'm telling you what. I'm going to buy a lottery ticket.
That's going to do it for
my wife is number one in the March Madness bracket. She's picking the numbers, but I've got all the luck.
Everything's coming up, Uncle Buck, on the daily grind.
Apparently.
I thought Rusty had been in a bad mood. I've just figured out why.
You want Mississippi State baseball?
I lost 2 out of 3.
The Oklahoma Lamonis has got to go, man. It's so bad.
Always the coach.
So bad.
That's going to do it for our show. Rusty, I told you we were going to be happy today. He hijacked it like Captain Phillips.
It's not his fault that my greatness is his decimation.
Something like that. That's going to do it for our show today.
You better hit that button. I'm going to start talking again.
Tune in tomorrow. We will be back. Remember these 2 things. Remember to be a little weird. And remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a good day.